Hello everyone. My hair's a complete mess, so I've got the thick side of my headband on today. Thank you for waiting. I'm sorry I was late. Oh, right. I think I've sorted out my prescription if you saw me on my Instagram. And today I thought I've just got this new top, which I saw on QVC and I loved. And it's kind of inspired me to do a particular look today. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my dressing gown on in a minute, because you know what's going to happen. A brand new top and makeup, I'm bound to spill something on it that I can't get out. But let me show you the top first, because I'm absolutely in love with this top. Right, let me just show you. You're not going to be able to see the whole of it, but let me just see if I can. It's such a pretty top. I just love it. And it's a lovely shape. It goes down at the back, so it covers the booty. But it's got a lovely shape at the bottom. It fans out, and I just really fell in love with the design. Anyway, if anyone else likes my top, hello. If anyone else likes this top, it's on QVC at the moment and it's on clearance. Okay. And the other thing I got, because I'm totally obsessed now with Doll 10, the only thing I didn't have in my foundation routine was powder. And I've got it, and it comes with a brush on QVC. And look at this brush. Look at this brush. Apologies to those of you in Australia watching that can't get Doll 10. I must email them actually and ask them how you guys can get Doll 10. But this brush is so lovely and soft. All their brushes are lovely. And if you order direct from QVC, everything comes with a brush. Okay, so now I nearly didn't get tan, right, in this powder, because on the website on QVC, it looked really, really dark. And I thought, well, I've got tan in the foundation. I've got tan in the color corrector. In all the things, I've got tan. So I'm going to stick with tan, but it looked really dark. But when I got it, it looks the right shade. Look. So when you look at that online, it looks a lot darker than that. So don't go by the pictures on QVC's website, because they look a lot darker than they are. Okay, so if you are getting these, Doll eyeshadows are wonderful. Do you know what? I haven't tried their eyeshadows yet, but I want to, because I've yet to find a dud Doll product. And I can't wait to try this over the top of my foundation. So this is called the Doll 10 Skin Perfecting Finishing Powder. Now, they do a brightening powder, which is pink, but there were lots of really bad reviews of it on QVC, so I didn't go for that. But I have gone for the finishing powder. So I'm going to put all my Doll 10 on. And then what I'm going to do, because I did film a video 2 weeks ago and edited it and still haven't put it out. But because I'm wearing this green top, I thought I would use my Sorcery palette by Lisa Eldridge. This one, let me show you, ladies, because it will go beautifully with the top that I'm wearing and the trousers, because I've got some khaki trousers on as well. And I can never work out how. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna put this one on, because I think it will go beautifully with this. Okay, so let's do a look. How is everyone today? And have you ordered the new Charlotte Tilbury Elton John edit? I've only ordered one thing. I've been a good girl. I know Stacey's ordered the collection. I'm sure she won't mind me telling you. I didn't go for the lighter lipstick because I thought it looked like another 50 Shades of Elastoplast. Even though it's described as a cool pink, if you look on the website when they're actually swatching it on the lips, it doesn't look cool at all. It looks like another muted, you know, the 50 Shades of Elastoplast. So I've just gone for the darker one, because the darker one is a kissing formula, which I prefer, And it's also a deep berry. And you know me, I like my dark lipsticks. And I didn't go for the bag because I've got so many of the bags now. I'm trying to shop a bit smarter, certainly with Charlotte Tilbury, because her stuff is quite expensive, and I'm learning to kind of not get everything just for the sake of it. Right, now I'm going to put on my base first of all. So I'm going to put on the whole shebang of Doll 10. I'm just looking for everything that... Right, okay, so first of all, I'm going to put on this Doll Skin Genius tinted under eye treatment. So I'm going to put that on first with my fingers. You don't own anything from CT. Wow, Robin, and you follow me, and you've managed to resist. Well done, you. So, the only thing about this Doll 10 is it's perfect shade at the moment for me. But I have a feeling that coming up to winter, when I go a bit paler, it might start to look a bit dark. But I'll worry about that when I come to it. It doesn't matter anyway if you go a bit darker than your normal. Sometimes when you see certain influencers on TikTok and Instagram, like that, they've got pale skin and they put on a really dark tanned foundation. I mean, I've seen some people that really go for a lot darker because they want to look tanned. So I don't know why I worry, really. Right, next I'm going to put on this Doll Skin Genius Tinted Serum Primer, which you can use on its own. You can't wait for them to arrive. So if you do want to actually see a comparison of both shades, tune into Stacey's channel and watch both of the shades. I'll be showing you the darker shade, but I won't be showing you the other one. Because as I say, to me, it didn't look any different. But Stacey might prove us all wrong. Because Stacey said she's going to do a comparison of some of her other lipsticks. Right. Now, as you can see, this is quite tinted for a primer. So you don't actually need foundation over the top. But I'm going to do the whole shebang. Just because I love my Doll 10. Good day, Mrs. Mo. Hello, ladies. So, hello to Robin. Hello to Stacey. Hello, Mrs. Mo. Hello, Robin. Hello, Terry. And I think I've covered everyone now. I've repeated a couple of you. And I still haven't posted a link. If anyone wants to comment, if you're interested, these are the headbands that I got from Amazon for about £3. And I've got a whole load of them in different colours. And they're actually quite good. They're not my usual Blomco ones, but they don't give you a headache. And you can wear them this way round when you've got particularly messy hair, as I have at the moment. Or you can wear them this way round, like this. Which does look better, but it doesn't cover up as much of your hair when you're having a bad hair day. Okay? And I did say, didn't I? I'm going to put my dressing gown on for a minute because I do not want to drop makeup on this new top. So I'll take it off in a minute. But you know, it always happens. It never happens with your old grungy old tops. It always happens with something that's brand new, that you end up dropping something on a brand new top. And that ain't going to happen to me today. It's going to get dropped on my dressing gown. There we go. That's better. Luckily, I remembered before I dropped anything. Right, let's put this back on this way round. So if anyone wants a link to these headbands, let me know and I'll post a link. As I said, I am an affiliate, so I will get a small cut, but it's nothing. I'm not going to be able to go on a cruise or anything, so there's nothing in it for me to tell you to get them. There's about a 10p in it for me to tell you to get them. You have your eye on the new Charlotte Tilbury Rock makeup bag. Oh yeah, you like it, do you? Well, it is not. You can use it as a makeup bag or a clutch bag, which is a little bit different. I just wouldn't have any occasion to. I'm a bit sad these days, ladies, because of my new arthritis. I don't really go anywhere. To be using glitzy clutch bags. Right, then I'm going to put on my foundation, which is TCE Luminous, and this is the super size, which is still on offer, by the way, on QVC, and you get it with this. So I'll put that on next. So I'm going to end up with a flawless complexion with all this on. As you can see, as I say, the primer on its own is good enough coverage on its own. So you don't. But what's good about that is then you don't need to slap on as much foundation. So you're all tempted to buy the bag. Well, as Stacey pointed out, that they're not offering express delivery on any of it. And I thought it was because I'd only ordered one lipstick. So you're going to have to wait for reviews because it's only come out today. And if everyone's going to have to wait 2 or 3 days, I suppose those people that have got PR will be able to showcase it a bit sooner. Right, so that's the foundation. And then, as I said, I'm using the whole shebang because I just love Doll 10. And it's very rare that I nearly get to the end of a foundation and I'm still raving about it because I get bored and I want to try something else. But I absolutely am not bored with this foundation and the way it makes my skin look. So then I'm going to use the colour corrector and then the concealer. And again, what I find, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but what is amazing about this is that I can put this Doll Skin Genius tinted under eye treatment on, which has got a bit of pigment in. I can then put the colour corrector and then put on the concealer. And I don't look like I'm caked with makeup and it doesn't settle into fine lines. And this is the brush that you get with the colour corrector, which looks like it was made bespoke for my skin tone. And this is the shade Amber. I think that is also part of the thing with colour correctors. It's not just the formula. It is about getting the right shade. When you get the exact right shade for your skin tone, it's like a miracle. And I used to have one that was a very similar shade to this and worked really well by Becca. But they've gone out of business now, haven't they? You can't get it anymore. Bit on my cheek peaks. Now, Bushra, you're saying, I hope Bushra's okay. You just came out of hospital. Oh, Bushra. Get well soon, Bushra. Well, I'm very honoured that you are watching me having just come out of hospital. It's very humbling. I always remain humble that anyone wants to watch me, to be quite honest. Especially when I'm so inconsistent about posting, ladies. I never take it for granted. Now, I'm going to use my concealer. And I do have... What have I done with it? It did come with a sponge. Ah, it's out. So I'm going to use the concealer. Now, I did get the lighter shade of concealer in medium because I like a bit of under eye brightening. And so if you're getting medium in this foundation, this is the colour that it will look. And what I love about this sponge is that it's got this flat edge. And I always throw light on my nasolabial folds because it will be, put a little dot down the middle just to stop it looking like you've put concealer under your eyes. It just balances it out, which you know that trick because I use it all the time. Right, now, let's put a bit on my eyelids. Try not to put too much and to rub it in. So it doesn't, because it doesn't matter what I use, anything will start creasing because of my lids being so hooded. Right, let's try the powder. Can't wait to try the powder. And this lovely soft brush. So I've got tan in this. And that's what it looks like. As I said, when you come off this, go and have a look at this powder on QVC and look at the picture. And it looks about 2 shades darker than this. Very misleading. This brush is so soft. Right, let's try this. I'm going to do half of my face. Now, I've got one rogue molting hair there. I'm hoping that's because it's new. Let's do half of my face. I possibly could have gone a shade lighter in the powder. Oh, look at that. I love it. I think come winter time, I possibly could do with a lighter shade, maybe in the powder. but it's not looking too light. It's just, as I'm putting it on, it's clinging to the foundation, and I can see it's warming me up rather than matching my shade. Right, I've got to get under my eyes a bit more. Look at that. And it doesn't look too matte and flat. Flawless. I'm loving it. I knew I wouldn't be disappointed. I knew it. Doll 10. I'm your biggest fan. Oh, now it's not scrolling down. I like it on you. It gives you a healthy colour. Yeah, that's the thing as well. The reason I go pale in the winter is because I'm not going out very much. And so maybe, you know, this is my summer colour. It's so nice. Now, listen, for some reason, my comments weren't scrolling as you were talking. So I'm now catching up in about the last 5 minutes. Hello there, Rebecca. Anyone else had theirs removed? Now, what did you have removed? Was it gallbladder? Gallbladder. Yes, I've had mine removed. And I tell you what, I've never looked back. I was in agony and I ended up in hospital for 3 months on intravenous antibiotics. And I had to have morphine every time I ate. And I lost 2 stone. And I'm sure my sister won't mind me saying, but she's had her gallbladder removed as well. Never ever look back. Sorry, Lucy, we're talking about gallbladder removal. I wouldn't normally share personal info, but I'm sure you wouldn't mind me sharing that. My sister has joined. So you will feel better. It's painful a bit afterwards, and a bit of, you know, it knocks your walking out a bit because they take away your centre of gravity. But you will feel better. Honest to God, it was the best thing ever. After I had my gallbladder out, never looked back. But yes, I was very poorly and I was in hospital for 3 months on intravenous antibiotics because my gallbladder was so badly infected. And they said they didn't dare take it out because it was infected so much. And eventually they said, we're going to have to risk it because it wasn't calming down. And I was, as I said, having to be given morphine every time I ate. And they eventually took it out. And it was like, I remember crying after my first meal because I was waiting for the pain and it didn't come. And I was crying tears of joy. But you know what the medical people say? Yes, I had 11 stones and they were huge. They looked like they were hexagonal. I actually kept them. Right? And when they woke me up, they said, Ali, you got to see these. You could make a necklace out of them. And believe you me, they looked beautiful. They were like hexagonal, black, hexagonal and shiny. And they literally looked like really expensive black beads that you could put on a necklace. But there were 12 of them about that size. So no wonder I was in agony. You had lots of stones. Such a relief to get the gallbladder removed. See, I knew Lucy wouldn't mind sharing that. We both had them. And that's the other thing. It runs in families. We have such lovely things that run in our family, don't we, sis? Don't worry, I won't go into any more detail. Right. I want some brushes. So today, because I haven't uploaded that video, and because I've got this lovely green top on, which I'm not daring to have on show while I'm putting my makeup on because it's brand new and I don't want to cover with makeup, I'm going to be doing the Lisa Eldridge Sorcery palette. Now, Lisa Eldridge has got a lipstick called Sorcery, and I haven't got it, but I was just wondering if anyone else had. And I was wondering why she called it Sorcery. Is it one that's going to particularly go with this palette? I'm just looking for some eyeshadow brushes. There's my cherished Sonia G brush. The one that costs an arm and a leg, but it is worth every penny. That one will do for now. Right, I'm going to put on... Let me see. Let's start out by putting on this really... It looks quite intimidating, but it looks lovely on. This dark shade here. And I'm going to put that in my socket. You see, it looks intimidating, but it isn't. Lucy, when you see this, you're going to want this palette. Or did you get it in the end? Lucy, did you get this palette in the end? From Lisa Eldridge. Did I tempt you into getting it? We're such a bad influence on one another. For those of you joining who don't know, Lucy is my sister. Oh, the relief from pain is like nothing else, Mrs. Mo Bushra. And you know what? I know it probably was a bit alarming to be admitted as an emergency. But even though I was admitted for 3 months, there was an urgent waiting list. And people that were in hospital on morphine were having to wait. So the fact that you had to be admitted as an emergency, although it must have been horrible at the time, I tell you something, you were lucky, because if you'd gone on a waiting list, you'd have had to wait for ages in agony. And I was living on antibiotics, waiting until it got so bad that they had to admit me. I'm lucky to have someone to share my love of makeup with. Well, Lucy will tell you that she wasn't really that enamoured of makeup. I've kind of dragged her in, kicking and screaming. And now, her Made by Mitchell collection is bigger than mine. Lucy loves Made by Mitchell. I'm going to put a bit of that underneath. It's going to look a bit weird for a minute. But it won't do. I'm just using my smudge brush. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on a P. Louise base. Let's put this one on. Just because it helps. Now, it will affect the colour a bit, but it does help the makeup stick. Has this one dried out? Why is it dry? It's not coming out. Come on. There we go. This one is called Hint of Mint. I'm just going to put a little bit on because it will help it stick, and also it will help it continue to look green, because when you've got a warm undertone, as you can see, things start changing colour. So that green that I've put on is starting to look a bit blue. And this is actually a really nice shade in itself. So these are the P. Louise cosmetic bases. And they're really good to use as a base, especially if you want to get the most out of your shimmer shades. This probably will change the colour a little bit because of the shade it is. But I'm just feeling creative today. Hi, sorry I'm late. Just got home from the hospital. Had a growth on my shoulder removed. Oh, Anne, sorry to hear that. We had people being in hospital this week. We were just talking to Bushra, Mrs. Mo, about just coming out of hospital. Hello, BTS Forever. Oh, I bet you were on the floor screaming. I remember the doctor saying to me after I had my gallbladder removed, he said, you can go off now and have loads of kids because childbirth will be a walk in the park after this pain. And actually, I was in labour, although I ended up with an emergency caesarean, I was in labour for a whole day before Jack went into distress, and then I had to have a caesarean. And I can confirm that gallbladder pain is worse than labour pain. By far. Right, I'm going to put... There's so many. You see, it's one of those where... I'm going to try this one. I'm going to put my other video up because I did a slightly different look, but I'm going to try this one. I used that one in my video, but I'm going to put this one on. The darker green. And I'm going to just do it with my fingers and press it on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And doctors have got a saying when you got gallstones, you got to be fair. I wasn't any of these either, by the way. So, fair, fat, 40 and fertile. And I wasn't fair. And I certainly wasn't fat. Certainly by the time I ended up having my gallbladder out, I wasn't. I was a size 8. I wasn't 40, I was 36. And I thought I was infertile, but that bit was probably right because the following year I was pregnant with Jack. Ooh, I like that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade here and I'm going to put that in the centre just to make the eyes pop. It's another shimmery shade. Well, look at that green. Yes, love it. Now, there is a blue in this palette. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you because I'm going to use it as a liner. I remember now my sister has got this palette because she was saying to me she didn't realise there was a blue in there. I'm going to use it in the corner and I'm going to use it to line my upper I could have put my pigment mixer in, you know, the Inglot. But what this does is it won't, again, it will just contrast with the green. And it will make the eyes pop, but it won't immediately be noticeable as blue. And I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury liner brush, which I love. And as I call it, tucking it under the duvet. And then I'll put a bit underneath here. And take it up. Let me just tweak a little bit at the side as well. Now, the only thing this palette hasn't got is your kind of transition, a good transition shade to blend out that green at the top. But I'll forgive her because the shades are just stunning. And you have to sacrifice, in a palette that size, you have to sacrifice something. Now, what I'm going to do is let me put my hands on a good transition shade. Ah, I know where there's one. In the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautyverse palette. There's a perfect transition shade in here. This one here is a perfect transition shade, and it will just blend out that green at the top. Just making sure I clean my brush. So I'm going to take this one here. It's better. And I need to do, I'm doing it the lazy cheats way today. Just doing it with my fingers, cleaning up the edges. And then let's use one of these as a highlighter. No, I won't use one of those. They won't work. Let's see if this one will work. Possibly. Possibly. I'm just looking at this one in the palette. I'll try it. It might be a bit dark, but I'll try it. This one here. Yeah, that works. You're watching from Italy. Hello, Venom official. I keep going to say buonasera, and it's not evening there, is it? Buongiorno. Ciao. Thank you. Now, what shall I put in my waterline? Shall I do a contrasting colour or just a one of the kind of, you know, Charlotte's the nude one, the dude one? Shall I do a contrasting colour or shall I do the eye cheat? I saw I'm fed up of it now. I was thinking you meant me. In fact, I tell you what I could do, because I can see it right here. I can do the same colour, but brighter. Let's use sour apple. You want eye cheat? Okay, well, I haven't sharpened this one. I was going to put that in the waterline, but I'll do eye cheat. Because it does open up the eyes. If I can find my eye cheat. That's not my eye cheat, but I'm going to grab that anyway. I tell you what, I've got this one within reach, which isn't Charlotte's, but it is an eye cheat. And this is by Studio 10. And I haven't used this for ages. And it's very nice. Actually, Lucy would like this. So it's got one side, it's got the eye cheat. And then the other side, it has got this lovely sort of browny grey, which is incredibly flattering on the eyes. And it's a very soft liner. So I'm going to use that because I can reach it without having to get up. And my legs are very painful. I've hardly been able to walk at all this week. I'll show you a little bit. I know I've put that blue, but I'll show you a little bit of this liner because it's very, very flattering because it's not a dark black. It's actually very soft and very flattering. And it's so handy to have the two in one, isn't it? It's definitely softer than the Charlotte Tilbury Duos. Oops. Doesn't look too harsh. Sorry you got up before I could type. No worries. Don't worry at all. Right, I'm going to put Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk mascara. And I tell you another video that I filmed and never put out. I'm really bad at doing that. I go and film something and then forget to upload it. But the other thing I've picked up to show you is the Victoria Beckham Brow Blade. Try brushing up. Yes, I know. Well, on the second stroke, that's what I do, and I do hold the flat end, and then I do that and curl it round, and use it like a heated eyelash curler on the second coat, and it really curls them. See? But I always wait till the second coat. So I take the flat side, like you're saying, and then I put it down, and then I twist my hand. So I'm using it like a heated eyelash curler. And then I do the lift up. Twist, hold it there for a minute, and then give it a real lift. By the way, loving the eye makeup. Thank you, Band. And welcome to the live. Right, I'm just going to do a quick swipe of my lower lashes. Now, this is Victoria Beckham's Brow Blade, and I got the darkest shade. Now, I just need to brush my brows up first. Could do with a better brush than that, but it'll have to do. You ordered the 100ml CT serum. I didn't know she did 100ml. Is that new? Right, this is the shade of the darkest shade of Victoria Beckham's Brow Blade is called dark brown. Oh, I thought it was called something a bit more mysterious than that. So this is the shade. So it's dark brown. That's the darkest shade, but it's still not really dark, which you don't want them too dark anyway, because it just doesn't look right. And I always do a little bit of a lift there to give me an eye lift. That's great that she's doing that. I hadn't spotted that, Stacey. Has she done that yet with the primer? Because I love the primer, but there's not enough in it. And I forgot, there's me looking for a brush, and there's a spoolie on the end of this thing. Now, this side I don't take up as much because this side is higher anyway. And that often happens when you've got one hooded lid, one more hooded than the other. So it always looks like I've got wonky brows. So I always take that one up higher because otherwise they look wonky. And that's the one that ends a little bit short. Now, let me just brush them up because they look a little bit too severe. Let me just comb them out a little bit. So that's the Victoria Beckham one, ladies. To be honest, I don't really think what I said in my review, which I hadn't put out, is it's good. It's got a thin thing, but it's not much different to one that you can get from Maybelline. And Charlotte Tilbury's one isn't anything special either. There's a really good one that Maybelline does with a really thin pencil like that, and you can get it for $5. So the only reason I'm saying that is if you want to spend your money on something, spend it on on something luxury. Spend it on something like this palette, and just save your money on your brow products. This palette is worth it because it's just beautiful. This is the palette. For those that are joining me just now, this is a palette that I used, and it's called Sorcery. And then don't spend your money on brow products. But I did want to try it, but I would say it's great, but you can get just as well from Maybelline. Right, now, let's see, what blush? Let's use one of the Charlotte Tilbury ones, shall we? Actually, no, I would have normally put this under powder. But because I forgot to show you this the other week. This is the Doll 10 Peony Blush. And it's a cream blush, which normally you'd put on before powder. Right, but if I stipple it, I'll be all right. This is the shade. So if you're putting it on over powder, you're all right, but just be careful not to drag the foundation underneath. Just keep patting it rather than dragging it. Now, this came in the set where I got the primer and the eye primer and something else. But be aware that you only get this shade if you go for tan or above. If you go for medium and below, you get a different blush. Because my sister went for the medium and she got a different shade, which is a sort of more of a peachy shade. They do 200 mils of the setting spray. That's good. Well, my sister, you've reminded me, my sister gave me this. Thank you, Lucy, to try, which is water spray by P. Louise. And it's reminded me to give this a try because I haven't tried it yet. Let me try this. And I'll put some lipstick on in a minute. Now, this doesn't claim to be a setting spray, but it does refresh your makeup. It is, you can use it as a setting spray because basically anything like that is a setting spray. Although Charlotte Tilbury's, I do think, does prolong your makeup. It's got a slight scent to it. Oh, it's because it's called Loving Lime. So it's got a slight scent to it, this one. That's the P. Louise. But this is a lot cheaper than the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. You did a video on the setting spray sizes. That'll be useful to watch, Stacey. Right, now, lipstick. I think, again, it's going to be what I've got near me. I need to get my lipsticks ready before my live, ladies, because otherwise I'm going to be putting on the same ones all the time. Because I can't walk around at the moment looking for things. I know. Let's put this one on. Let's put on the Lip Blur in Ruby, because a red lip and green eye makeup does actually look really nice. Where did I... But did I leave the lip liner that goes with it out? I didn't, but I've got... Yes, I have got it. Kiss and Tell. What I might do is put less of this on today. Blur it out a bit. Because when I do it full throttle, it doesn't set. And then, because I've just noticed something else that's to hand, put a bit of Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Gloss. And I'm just going to put it on my hand because I cannot stand it when clear gloss gets contaminated with about 3,000 lipstick colours. So I just pat that on with my fingers. And that is my look for today. I hate the feel of lipstick on my lips. I always wipe it off. Robin, have you tried the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks? Because they've got a nicer feel to them. The velvet ones, the velvet formulas. You go for a tinted balm. If you've not tried the Lisa Eldridge velvet lipsticks, it might be worth giving them a go because they've got a nice, they don't have that claggy feeling. The other thing is, the great tip for people that really, they want a bit of pigment on their lips, but they don't like the feeling of lipstick, is to use a lip liner and then blot it down and you'll feel nothing on your lips, but you'll have pigment there. So that's my look today. Now, I'll take my dressing gown off now that I haven't dropped anything, so that you can see it with my top. I should have put a pink lipstick on, shouldn't I, to go with the pink in the top. But never mind, we don't have to match everything. No problem. I like sharing a few tips. Right, well, I'm going to go. But I hope you've enjoyed my live today. And as I said, I will try and put out some more videos in the week. I'm just really struggling with my walking at the moment. But at least I love and look forward to Thursday lives with you all. And take care. Don't forget to like the live. And please do tell your friends about my channel and ask them to subscribe if they're not already. I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Good night to Robin, and good afternoon to those in the UK, and good morning to those in the US and Italy. Good afternoon. Okay, see you all later. Take care. Mwah.